and which team has more to prove, the Nuggets or the Suns?
I still stand firm in what I said to start the playoffs, that as long as Book and KD are healthy, I find it hard to believe anybody in the West is going to beat them just because those dudes have so much firepower. And you see what Book has done, through that first round, just playing at an unbelievable level, just destroying people. And, the KD hasn't even locked in all the way yet. So, yeah, I think I'm picking them to win. And I think the Nuggets are the team that have the most to prove because everything that we talked about before with Jokic and how so much is on him to finally prove he can get out of the second round in a non-bubble environment, I should say. But and also just they've got years of experience with this group, right? Jamal Murray's been around, MPJ's been around, Michael Malone's been around. For them to lose to a team with the Suns who have been together for like 2 weeks, it would be a really, really bad look for all of them. And I think they would have to answer some hard questions in the offseason about, okay, how do we get to a point where we can actually be better than the Suns or the Lakers or, some of these other teams in the West? Because I think at this point, we would probably put them at 3, maybe 4 in the West right now. And with the amount of money they've invested in that team and the years they've invested in that team, they shouldn't be at that point. And I think they got to prove that they can be above that. And if not, you got to probably make some big chases in the offseason.
Jay, who do you have in the series and who has more to prove?
This is such a tough series to pick. It's such a
Do
tough
it, you
series
coward.
to pick.
Will had that pick off.
I'm going Denver. I'm going Denver.
Wow.
I'm going Denver. Phoenix, watching Phoenix in the first round, yes, they are ridiculously talented. Yes, Booker's life.
4 of them are.
4 of them are, correct. 3.
3.5.
Yeah, 3.5.
3 and sometimes. But
and one of those 3 is actually kind of washed, so it's really just the 2.
They just
3
have
and a possible
so much,
for my spade players out there.
They just have so much that they haven't learned yet, and I don't trust any of their role players. Not a single one of them. Like not a single one. And as much as Jokic is going to be a target on every single possession for them, Denver is really good at providing help, and they know how to back him up with the rest of their defenders, and they'll have a lot of guys that they are willing to help off of. And I think at the end of the day, that will really matter. And then the continuity. Those guys just know how to play together. That offense, like Jokic and Murray have been doing the dribble handoffs and the 2-man game for years, and they've done it in the playoffs. They've done it in big moments. They've done it in big series. Michael Porter Jr. has, I love his offensive game. He's just a ridiculous shooter for his size. I think that offense is pretty close to that. That's just an elite offense. I don't think Phoenix is going to be able to handle it. I don't think they've had enough time together to be able to handle it. I think Denver, it's going to be a long series. It's going to be a tough series, but I think Denver prevails.
My fear for Denver.
In this series, I think the 2 guys maybe who low-key have a lot of pressure on them going in are Michael Malone and MPJ, because if you're going to find a way to really upgrade what they got going on right now, I think those are the 2 spots you're probably looking at, right? Probably a new coach, probably a better third best player. So if either one of those guys, let's just hope Mike Malone doesn't have a Bud situation, because he's going to be out of there ASAP. And MPJ, I mean, he's had some good moments in the playoffs, but he hasn't really had his signature big series. I'm showing up against the other stars. And if he's able to do that, I think they got a really good shot at beating Phoenix.
My fear for Denver is playing Minnesota doesn't prepare you for anything playoff-wise.
You don't think playing Rudy prepares you for Kevin Durant?
I know Rudy used to play the 3 back when he was 15 years old, so we saw that. But no, I think you saw this with Memphis, last year, right? Is Memphis was not prepared for that next round at all.
Yeah, when you play Minnesota, you just stand in the lane and wait for Cat to foul you, and then you're good.
Because he will. He will foul you.
Memphis also just played the dumbest basketball possible in the first round too,
for
last
sure,
year against Minnesota.
Yes, for sure. But I just think that that's my fear for Denver, at least early in that series, is there will be a bit of a shell shock going from Minnesota to going to playing against that Suns team.